Well, hello. I wanted to take this quick opportunity to kind of show you behind me here where I've redone this area. If you've seen videos of my garden before, you may have noticed that before I had thinner garden beds with kind of wide grass paths in between them. And so what I've done now is we've taken out those grass paths, or we've basically put compost over the top of them. I did lay down cardboard on some of them, but I didn't. I thought I'd get more cardboard and get it in place before I got to this, and I didn't. So I'm actually experimenting somewhat with just trying to smother some of the grass out by a thick layer of compost as well. We'll see how that goes. And I'm at the point now, we're in mid-March, so I'm at the point now where I need to start planting in some of this as well right away. So I don't really have the time to kind of wait for it to kill the grass either. So that may be a misadventure on my part. We'll see how it goes during the gardening season here. And so, yeah, I just wanted to share that because you've probably seen different pieces of it. I have some cedar chips that have been delivered, and I'm going to put them in the little alleyways. But each kind of pathway is just like enough for 2 feet, essentially, to go through that pathway. So not the big wide grass paths that I had in between there before. So that's going to be new this season. I just wanted to share that before kind of doing some other things in the garden with you. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Hey everybody, this video I had planned to kind of set up myself with the tripod and all that and do a more professional kind of round on this topic of planting out onions into the field, but it's raining on me today and I want to go ahead and get these in there, but I don't want to kind of set up a tripod and my phone and everything in the middle of the rain. So I don't mind getting sprinkled on in terms of just getting some water on my head, but don't want to get a bunch of water on my equipment. So I'll just tell you here about what I'm doing. These are Walla Walla onion starts. I've also done this with Red Bull, a red onion called Red Bull as well. And I've planted them in these cell trays. You can see they've come up here, and I planted these out in the first couple weeks of January in seeds. And now we're in mid-March, and so I think it's a good time. My hands in the video. So yeah, I planted these from seeds about mid-January, these Walla Wallas, and now we're about mid-March. So it's a good time for I can go ahead and get them into the field. I could probably, there's a little bit of root coming out of the bottom. I could probably wait a week or two on putting these out in the field, but I also, part of the dance of timing of seeds for me is everything else going on. So I've got to make room in the greenhouse for other seeds that are going to be coming out of the basement into the greenhouse. So I need to go ahead and get these onions in the field. And I also need the cell trays for planting more seeds. So it's optimizing all of that I'm dealing with. And hopefully you can hear me above the rain pounding on my new pergola roof here. But that is one nice thing about this area, is that I can play in my garden here, be a little bit outdoors, and not get soaked at the same time with this new setup. So I'll see you guys. Hey, so it's harvest time. It's mid-March and there's actually a harvest out here. What I have is I've got a lot of broccoli shoots, and I've got some shoots that are starting on the dino kale as well, which kind of works like a sprouting broccoli. So I like to harvest and eat those. I've got actual kale leaves, both in the dino kale and some of the curly kale. And I think that's most of it. I mean, there's also some arugula, there's a little bit of spinach, but yeah, it's weird. Whenever I haven't had good luck harvesting arugula. Maybe I'll try again today, but I think maybe I've harvested when it was too close, but too cold. But when I've harvested arugula in the last few months, I bring it in and it immediately wilts and starts looking pretty cruddy. And so, yeah, but there's enough. It's mostly like brassica shoots. I'm really into brassicas, and that's my go-to veggie. So like kale, broccoli, cauliflower, that kind of stuff. I love that kind of stuff compared to other veggies. And so I just, yeah, all the brassicas are shooting. I'm also going to harvest, I had planted a bunch of purple kohlrabi, and I have had mixed results with this. They really haven't created the kohlrabi bulb, but they've produced lots of nice little leaves, and they have some shoots on them too. I'm gonna and the shoots and the leaves taste kind of that brassica mustardy kind of taste, and they're tender enough. And so I'm gonna actually harvest the leaves and the shoots from that purple kohlrabi as a green veggie as well to add to our dishes and things. So that's what I'm up to here, and maybe I'll get you some close-ups of it. Oh, this has been one of those crazy days in Portland. You get in the late winter, early spring, where in 1 minute it is just pouring down, it's hailing on us, pouring torrential rain, and then the next minute it's sunny outside. And so, you know, when it's sunny outside, then I feel guilty if I'm not out here doing something in the garden, because there's so much to get done this time of year. So I got myself back out here because the sun was back out, and I'm going to be planting these radishes. These are multi-sown radishes, and unfortunately what you can see here is that they are very leggy. So I'm going to bury the stems a little bit. My experience with brassicas, radishes like this are actually a brassica. And my experience is that burying the stem doesn't hurt them, but it doesn't it's not like a tomato. It doesn't grow roots out of the stem or anything. The only value to that is it kind of keeps the radish and the spacing more what you would expect, and doesn't look as cluttered or as messy as having a bunch of leggy radishes kind of with leaves kind of spreading out beyond their normal area, I guess. So I really just do it that way for look, and more than for actual that it helps anything as far as I know. I'll probably also have to throw down some slug pellets after putting these out, because with these kind of little brassicas like this and with this weather, there's surely mini slugs, and that they will destroy these before I ever get anything if I don't do that. So that's I'm going to do that out in the garden bed, and maybe I'll give you a close-up of what it looks like after I get them in there. There we go. So, so the radishes I'm planting here are French breakfast radishes, and I'm doing in these trays what do we call multi-sown plugs. So there's 3 or 4 radishes per plug, and I'm just going to plop them right in the ground that way. It is a glorious day here, the last day of March. It's hitting 70 degrees. I didn't expect it to hit 70 degrees in March, but the last day of March here, 70 degrees in Portland, Oregon. And yeah, like many gardeners, weather is of the utmost consideration and concern for me. So yeah, just wonderful. I'm excited. I'm excited to be able to be out here and working in this today. So that's just wanted to share my good fortune on that front. Talk to y'all later.